Hello and welcome back to the studio where we paint away the stress of everyday life. Now, I've been asked on several occasions to take a painting right through its whole process. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I've got a canvas panel board which has been double primed with gesso. That's an 18 by 14 canvas panel. Just because I've got it lying around, no particular reason. If you want to jump ahead straight to the painting, please press this or look on the search bar for this time code. If you move your search bar across, go to this time code and we'll start the painting. If you want to see the whole process, just stay with me. It's as simple as that. I'll put all the details in the descriptions as well. Okay, as I said, we've got an 18 by 14 canvas panel. It's been double primed with gesso. The reason we do that is because the short board, it's a primer basically on these things, not a gesso. A gesso has got a little bit of tooth or a little bit of roughness to it, as you can hear. That's why we do that, and also it degreases the board as well, or the canvas, or whatever you want to be painting on. I selected an image from a free online, royalty-free site. In this particular case, it's Shutterstock, but there are other ones as well. Please check the descriptions below. In there, you'll see references for all these other sites that you can go ahead and have a go at. Okay, so the reason I did that, because it just makes my life a little bit easier. So before we discuss the palette, let's just grab a pencil. Any old pencil will do, it doesn't really matter. And as you can see, we have got a guitar. Now, if you're not very good at drawing circles, then what I suggest you do is get a cap of a can or something like that. This is just this just come off an adhesive tin of spray. There you go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cork on the end of the stick. I'm going to get a rough line where I want this guitar to run. So that's where the frets are going to be down that way, and the main body of the guitar is going to be there. It's just going to be slightly off center because we don't want it dead in the middle. And then we got the hole then, haven't we? That's where everything resonates through on the guitar. I never played the guitar myself. And you don't have to draw in order to paint. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Again, if you want to skip through this process, please press the time code that you've seen earlier, or go down the descriptions and that will take you there. Now, the back of the guitar is slightly bigger, so I've decided to use a bowl. There we go. Simple little things like that. And just get that in the center there. Let's go roughly there. Let's just see what that looks like. We don't want to go all the way around. All we can do, let's just go all the way around anyway. I've been doing some drawing lessons with my grandchildren, so this is what's encouraging me to do these things. Okay, so let me have a look. We need another circle or something we can use. Let's have. I got a big pot here. I got a big pot, so maybe that should be okay. So we need maybe half of that. Is it? Let's have a look. And the other half, roughly there. That's just a guide. Okay. So what we need to do now, we need to connect these lines up, and that comes down, I believe, like that, and then we've got a very similar type of arc there. We need to make that a little bit more of a guitar type of shape. There we go. Maybe we've pushed it too far that way. I wanted a bit more of a fret, but it doesn't matter. We can do something there, I think. I'm looking at the reference photo. So we got the bridge. I think it's called a bridge there, where the strings attached to roughly, and that's going to come down there. We got the neck of the guitar starts there, and that comes down roughly. You can draw straight lines at me, but it goes down that way, and we got some things there like that. There you go, and we just make that circle. What you could do with this circle, you could put another circle inside the circle. So that'll make it look a bit smaller, and it'll also give us something to paint in a more decorative way later on. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be more of a cubism type of free piece of artwork, rather than be too regimental. And we can put one of these. I got some music designs there, so we can put this type of design maybe there, and we can put some musical notes there, and maybe another musical note there. And I think we got one of these, whatever that is called, I don't know. Well, we work on that. That's basically all you want to worry about. We can adjust this if we want to when we do our painting. This is not set in stone, so you don't have to go by this 100%. We can move things about if we want to move things about, and that's what I do at this particular stage. Now you can get some hairspray if you want to, ladies hairspray, and you can spray that and it'll stop the graphite actually moving about. Or you can put a coat of matte medium or something on there. Again, if you want to do that, you can do that. That'll stop that moving about. But does it matter? I don't think it does. So let's have a look at the palette. And as you can see, I've selected the colours that I thought that were actually in this piece of artwork, which I've looked at the reference photo. So I've got three different types of blue. I've got three different types of blue. I've got cerulean blue, I've got an ultramarine blue, and I've got a Prussian blue. Cerulean blue is more of it tends to be more on the yellow side. Then it tends to be more on the yellow side. It tends to be a little bit more green. It's got a little bit of a green bias to it, where I find ultramarine blue can be warm. This is a red biased, so it's edging more towards the red side of this blue spectrum, whereas Prussian blue is a black blue. It's a very dark blue. So it's a dark blue. So we've got the three different types of blue, and those three blues will give us three different types of oranges. They'll give us three different types of purples, if mixed with a medium yellow. You can have different yellows. You can have warm yellows, or you can have a light yellow, or a medium yellow, or a dark yellow, I should say. But this is a medium yellow. I quite like a medium yellow. I've got two different types of red. I've got a very warm, this is a cadmium red, but I've also got an orangey red, which is a vermilion. That's more orange. There's a lot more yellow in that than that one. So I've got two different types of reds. Again, will give me different types of oranges. I've got some white for lightening my colours. I've also got some black for darkening my colours, but I've also got some burnt umber, and that'll work to darken colours as well. So that's basically my palette. You can use water, or I particularly use my medium mix, which is an acrylic polymer based resin mixture with water in there. But that's a mixture of different resins in there just to stop the underbinding of paint. And that means that if you overthin your paint with water more than 30 to 40%, there's a tendency it may flake off, which is not what you want. So I tend to use a binder to add to my paint. It's an additive. Okay, so that's the palette explained. Brushes we will talk through, but I think let's just get straight on to this painting. And if you've just joined me here on the painting section, thank you very much. And if you've watched through the other process, great, you've learned a little bit more. Let's just get on to this then. Now I'm just going to pick up a conventional half-inch short flat. This is a short flat. Brights tend to be a little bit longer, so you see people mentioning brights because their bristles tend to be a bit longer. These are shorter, and they're short flats, hence the name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of burnt umber there, and I'm just thinned that down like a wash, and I'm just looking at my main drawing, and I think I want to bring the back of that maybe out there like that, so we can adjust this. We know the shape that we've got now, so I just want to bring that out a bit because I wasn't satisfied with that. And this is what I said in an earlier stage, that you can play around with this shape if you want. So we want to bring that maybe there. and just get that shape of a guitar. Don't forget, this is a cubist type of painting, so it doesn't really matter. As long as it represents a guitar, then it doesn't matter, does it? That's how I look at it anyway. Right, that's just giving me a rough idea. Let's get some of the cardamom red. I'm going to bring some cardamom red out into the centre of the palette. I'm going to warm that up or darken it down with some burnt umber, not black, because I want a darker red. So I'm just using a brown in, basically. That's what a burnt umber is. It's a brown, but you can use it for darkening colours, and I've loaded that brush up really well, as you can see. So let's just get some nice dark colour in there, like that. And just enjoy the process. Think of shapes. This is all going to be built on shapes, this particular one. And this is what you've got to start thinking of. You've got to start thinking of shapes. So let's get some orange. So just the red that's on the brush. I'm just picking up some yellow. And I'm going to go in maybe there. Like that. And I'm just going to just tighten up these shapes. I want to get this rough shape the way I want it to look. There we go. I'm just putting in some colours, loosely painting. To clean the brush off a little bit, or you can use another brush if you want to. You don't have to use the same brush. You can use other brushes. I'm just going to pick up some yellow, and I'm just going to bring in some yellow down there like this. I'm going to bring some light. Oops. Sorry about that, it fell off. I get asked a lot, how do you secure your board to your easel? And I just use blue tack, and it's just for filming really. Normally I just use the easel as it's meant to be used, but for filming I just tend to stick it on there with a bit of blue tack, so that's fine. I'll have a cup of tea now. Okay, so we got some colours. Let's get some vermilion. And let's just get a little bit of, I don't know, ultramarine blue. So we've got a dark purple, a little bit of yellow, well, a little bit of white. Let's have a look. Let's get some more red in there. And a little bit more ultramarine blue. There we are. We got a bit more of a purpley colour. It's quite a dark, grey looking purple, but that's fine. That's what I like. And let's just get some of that colour in there, because we build up in layers, especially with acrylics, and then we can build these up and make them brighter or darker as we want to do. And how we want to proceed with that then. I'm just going to put that into some water a second. Picking up another short inch brush because I just want to change my colours. I want to go into a blue. I want to bring some white to that. So I've got a cerulean blue and I got a bit of white. And now I'm just going to bring in a bit of blue there, like this. Just mix these colours together, let them merge together. I'm not too fussy on. See that bit of yellow I picked up there now is turning that to a bit of green, which is good. So we'll just get some of these colours just to blend and merge together. And I love painting like this. A little bit of yellow just to encourage the mix. There we go. A little bit of yellow now just on the brush, just to get that greeny tinge there. Blending that off like that. Let's just get that down in there. Looking at that, it's looking pretty nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's get some more green. I think let's get some yellow. put some yellow there. Let's just get a little bit of cerulean blue, because I quite like the cerulean blue and yellow mix. This gives me a quite nice vibrant type of green colour. And we're not trying to follow everything precisely here, but we certainly want to try and get it to look like a guitar. Okay, let's just get a little bit of ultramarine blue now, and let's bring a bit of that ultramarine blue in, because that's going to darken that green off. And try practicing with different colours. Try practicing mixing different blues and different yellows, like I said, and you'll find things will be lovely then. They really will. I want some purpley colours. Okay, I'm just going to move my pot up there, because I want to mix up another purple. So I'm going to mix ultramarine blue and some cadmium red together. Touch of white, just to give you that new. So that's a nicer looking purple. There we are. It's a nicer looking purple. You can bring a little bit more white to it, just to lighten it a touch. There we go. You see, that's a much warmer purple, and that's more of a grey purple. That's because the cerulean blue can have a little bit of tendency of having a bias to it. Okay, so let's bring in some purples. Purple and green are complements, so they're going to sit well together. Let's then bring in a little bit of white, just to lighten up on the canvas. Just to bring in a little bit of light there, like that. Getting all these colours to merge together, because we've got quite a dark area there, and we can put a little bit more of a brighter area in there in a second. So just get these colours to merge together. Let's pick up this other brush. I got it soaking in some water. This is the one I was using with the reds and things. So let me get a little bit of red coming in around there, roughly like that, and then put in some blocks of colour on top. Get these edges to flow a little bit more, like that. There we go. Let's get into some oranges now. So a lot of yellow, a little bit of red will give us a nice brighter orange. If you want to add some white to it, you can add a little bit of white just to sparkle that orange up a little bit more, because we want to bring in some brighter areas now. And I'm just letting the brush do what it wants there, like that. A little bit there, like that. A little bit there. Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone for the moment. Let's get some nice white in there. Now this is going to be more of a peachy type of colour. Now we've got a type of a circle going on, so we want to bring in this circle there, like that. And there's a bit of a white spot then coming in. There. So just, you don't have to follow your reference 100%. Don't have to do that. Just use your imagination as well. So I'm just wiping the paint off the brush, going into some of this darker red, because we got a bit of a darker area coming in there. And reference photos are brilliant if you use them just for reference. You can copy them if you want to, but you'll learn a lot from just copying. But on the other hand as well, just let yourself loosen up, and then you'll find that you'll start doing things then that surprise you. Yeah, you'll start to learn a lot more by just letting your imagination run, because when we were children we had no preconceptions of things. We just did. We didn't think. We just, if we wanted to paint a certain thing, when we just painted a certain thing. We didn't worry about what it looked like. We were happy with the outcome. So in order to relax a little bit, let's just bring some of that yellow there. In order to relax a little bit, just bring your inner child out. And your inner child is the one that we keep locked up when we're adults. We don't allow ourselves to play. So sometimes it's nice just to play and let yourself just completely relax and just paint away that stress of life that inevitably brings us all down at some point. So that's my experience anyway. Nice bit of bright red coming in there like this. I'm using paint a little bit thicker now. I'm not thinning my paint down so much. Just leaving things build, just looking for shapes. I'm gonna look at this a little bit more. I'm just going to take the paint off my brush. I'm just going to let the brush just go across the surface like that and just blend that in. Letting it all merge into one. A little bit of rough blending. These paintings are quite effective. There you go. Get a little bit more white in there. Sparkle up certain areas. Just allow your eye to just see certain things. Blues. Let's get into some ultramarine blue now. Let's get into ultramarine blue. Let's lighten that ultramarine blue up. Let's sparkle that ultramarine blue up. Let's give it a little bit of vibrance. There we go. And then we continue bringing that down there like that. And bring that into that orange. There we go. Red and blue. A little bit of fighting going on there with the colours, but nevertheless, just let it merge together. What's going to happen now when we bring in a little bit of that orange in and that yellow? It's just going to mix with that, possibly, which it is, and it's just going to give it that green tinge. Straight into some pure yellow again. Give us that type of circular shape there. Use whatever colours you think will work. Use whatever colours you think will work. I'm just going to clean that brush very quickly. Just picking up a little bit of white now. Just white. Bringing that white in. Allowing it to mix with that colour that's on the surface. Don't forget that colour is just starting to go tacky. This is what we wanted to do. We want that all to merge together. A bit more white. little bit of roughness there, like as if it's just dragging up. I'm going to bring it a bit more yellow because I want this bit to be nice and bright in here. Now you've got to be careful when you're doing this, because you're adding colours on top of colours on top of colours, you can find that maybe it'll start going a little bit brown or muddy, as they say. So be very careful. Be very careful. Got to know your limits. Sometimes we forget our limits. Been a bit more light down here. Nice, okay. Now I want to continue this movement down and around, but we're going into some dark reds, so that's a bit of burnt umber and a bit of cadmium red. We can put a lot of burnt umber into this bit, and that's going to come down around about there. So let's just get this. What we're looking to do is get a representation of that guitar and some musical notes in a mass of colour. That's all we're looking for. It's like an abstract then, isn't it? If you think about it. It's like an abstract. So let's get some... what haven't we tried? We haven't tried some ultramarine. We've tried ultramarine blue. We haven't tried Prussian blue. Maybe a little bit dark. So let's get a little bit of ultramarine blue. Let's get a lot of this red in there. Touch of white. There you go, a touch of white. Let's bring that. Purpley colour there, quite dark there. Let's bring in a little bit of light. So we'll just bring in a little bit of white just on that brush. Like that. Gotta concentrate sometimes. There we go. Now, if we add increasing amounts of blue into that, now let's just get some blue into this. This blue and red make that violet, blue, purpley colour. So by bringing a bit of blue in, it's just going to match and marry with that. It's just going to go blue. There we go. Not looking for sharp edges where I just want it to flow. I'm not looking for too many sharp edges, but if we get some sharp edges it doesn't matter, because I'm just going to bring in some white now. Like that. Lightly, 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 just pull down. Starting to come together. what I want to do now, get a bit of burnt umber on my brush. Doesn't matter what other colour I got on my brush. I'm gonna put this note in. There you go. Let's put this note in there. That's going to go up there. It's going to come back around there. A little bit of moisture. This is just an outline. We're going to have that there, like that. Okay. First of all, let's go back into this cerulean blue now. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to block out this complete section with cerulean blue. Now, let's bring some yellow on the tip of that brush. Just bleed a bit of that in, leaving some scaggy marks. Scaggy marks, a little bit of white maybe, just on the tip of the brush. A little bit of white just on the tip of the brush, bringing that down. Like that, bringing in a bit of shape, just to let's get a little bit of ultramarine blue on the tip of my brush now. I just want to darken this area up. Maybe a bit of Prussian blue. We haven't used Prussian blue yet, so let's put some Prussian blue in. You can see that's quite a dark colour. There you go. And that's basically that section finished. There you go. Alright. Now, we want to do the same with some red now. So we're going to start off with a vermilion. This is the vermilion red. You can keep these, see this section there, you want to try and, you can keep that as sharp as you can. I'm not going to worry too much about that today, but it would be nice if you did that. Now I'm picking up some cadmium red. Some lovely colours in this today. I'm going to pick up some burnt umber and I'm going to put some burnt umber straight in to there, like that. bringing that burnt umber out, down, there like that, leaving a couple of marks now. And again, just a little bit of white just on the tip of that brush. I just pulled some paint off my brush. I'm just going to put in a few little lines like this. There we go. Nice purple now. Back into some white, lightening that dark purple down a touch, just to bring into this section there. Bit of white again on the tip of that brush, like that. To get that shape. Now I'm using a little bit of artistic license now because I want to get this shape to come in there like that. I want some orange, so let's get some orange made up. There we go. And let's just try and get that to come in there like that. Now leaving some sharp marks again, just a touch of white. Hopefully this will just merge together and you should see that shape, but I'm hoping you will anyway. Let's get some more cerulean blue. Let's wash my brush. There we go. Let's get some more cerulean blue, and let's add a bit of white to that. Let's just get some nice light cerulean blue. There we go. Using the old palette today, doesn't matter. And let's just put some shapes in like this. Just use your imagination now. Just let's get some cerulean blue. Put in some shapes in. Darken that up. Let's get a little bit of ultramarine blue in there. There you go. Bit of Prussian blue. A lot of very dark colour Prussian blue. We can edge a little bit with this too, can't we? We can put a little bit of shadowing in. Like that. Letting these brush marks show through now. Going back into a red brush now. Let's have a look. Yeah, we need to bring some this white up to there. Let's get some of this. To come in. Maybe some more white. We'd have to put some white because I've contaminated all my white now. There you go. get some more light blue. Looks a bit like a planet there, I think. Okay. Let's get an orange. Make a circle there. Oh, we're looking at orange. Orange and green. Orange and like a blue-green work really well together. So let's just pick some more light into there, like that. Maybe now we want to start thinking of this section as well. So we want to brighten that area up a touch. Looking at the reference photo, there's a bit of yellow down here, so we can bring some yellow in down here like that. It's quite a bright area there, and that's going into quite a flicking into a bit of orange. So let's just get a bit of that's going back into blue. So we've got quite a lot of blues here, and I quite like this ultramarine blue with white. I'm going to put some more white in my palette in a minute. Let's do this ultramarine blue and white. Let's get this section down. There. I'm just using short flats for this painting, I think. That's what it looks like anyway. Bit of ultramarine blue now. Leaving these things on. I don't know what this is, but we'll work around there. Just get these shapes in. Quite cold down this section, but cold against warm. That's the nice warm area. This is quite cold there, so let's get some of this light blue now again. Bring a bit of that in there like that. I'm going to put some green in here. There's red on that painting. But I think I'm going to put a bit of green in, I think. Right, let's just play with. Let's just play with this. It's gone a bit lighter now, so a bit drier. So we need to put in a few more of these shapes to come in. go. Basically just drawing some shapes on with a small brush just to break up some of these lines. There we go. I'm not adding any black at the moment. I wanted to do some green down here. Just found another half-inch short flat. Let's get some yellow, ultramarine blue, and a blue green. Blue green. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. Put a bit more orange in there, I think. I think we go for a bit more orange in there. Let's get some more yellow in here. Putting yellow over that dry blue now, and it's going to go green. I don't want orange in there. Let's put some yellow in there a minute. I'm just going to block that off with a bit of yellow, a bit of green, just to get rid of that white, and then we can see where we're looking at then. Going over that musical note we put in. There we go. Sometimes the white can upset your eyes, so it's important that you put a tonal wash on the canvas. And as I said, I haven't planned this particular painting, so you know, it can work out. It's just happening. So let's get some fresh white on my palette, because I contaminated that one. There you go. Sometimes you can use more white than you think. Two of the most important colors on your palette are white and black. That's what you're going to use a lot of. I don't use a lot of black these days though, but that's why I use a lot of burnt umber. There we are. So let's just get a nice light spot down here. Light against dark looks good. Just blocking off this. Yeah. A bit of colour. We got that blue, a bit more white up there. basically just getting rid of the white because it was upsetting my eyes a little bit. A bit of cerulean blue now. And you'll find that. Don't know about that area there. Go back into some red now. I want to go back into some red now, and I want to strengthen this shape with some red. Bit of burnt umber. Pick up some yellow. Just putting a bit of colour back in. What we should really do, I think, is get let's put some Prussian blue there like that, just to represent this. Neck of this guitar. There you go. That's good. Let's cover that in. There we are, that's looking a bit nicer, I think. Bit of Prussian blue and bit of white. We've got a lovely grey type of blue now. And I want to bring in, I don't know what to do there. Let me bring in a bit of playing with a little bit of colour now. Just over what we've already painted on, just to give us a little bit of life there, I think. A bit of red. Just playing with this. There we go. A bit more yellow now down here. Yellow and white. Get a little brush. This is a 1-inch short flat, and I'm just gonna basically, it's a little bit damp, I don't know why, must have washed it for some reason, and I just want to smooth this out of touch like that. Dropping brushes all over the floor. Increase this yellow now. There. Now you can spend ages on this. I just want to get it to a nice standard at the moment. It's looking quite nice. It looks like a moony type of effect at the back there, as I've said, and that. There you go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. That's coming down. That's nice and dark behind there, so let's get that. That comes down then. Like that. Goes behind there. I can go down into Prussian blue then. And as it turns, you can get a little bit of white on it. There we go. Added a bit of orange, a bit of white, just to get that lovely peachy type of colour. Quite like that yellow there. I keep that yellow going in there. like that. These lovely swirly type of colours. There you go. Bit of a Picasso Monet type of look. I don't know. It could quite possibly be that. It could. I'd like to darken that up a bit. So let's just get some Vermillion in there. Let's have a look what Vermillion looks like. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes you've just gotta go with your gut and think, what if? And the joy about acrylics is that if you make a mistake or you're not happy with something, you can just paint over it and blending that together like that. Bringing that now into some cerulean, cadmium red, which is a nice warmer red. Bringing that in there like that. I quite like that. Just bleeding that around. That goes nice against that pressure below. Get some more yellow in there. Putting the paint on reasonably thickly now, just to get that. Effect there I want. There you go. I'm going to put some quite dark red. I'm going to mix some black with some red. I want this to be really dark red, I think, in here. There you go. That can come in. That can come in there as well. I'm sure I'll marry that up. Now we got to think about this whole thing. Well, we'll paint that in a second. I think what we need to do now is I got a small filbert brush here. I'm going to bring some black straight in to this painting now, and I'm going to put a black spot there where I can see it on the reference photo. Doesn't have to be perfect. Get some black into this circle here now. Again, not all the way down, just a section. There we go. Nicely done. I'm liking this Prussian blue with a touch of white. red just on the tip of this brush. And a bit of red, a bit of Prussian blue, a bit of white. Going straight into some orange. We need to clean this brush. Going straight into some orange. Picking up a little bit of that blue. Into that white. Hopefully you can see this shape. Hopefully you can see this shape. Picking up some ultramarine blue now. Bleeding that together. Nice and gently. Just get a little bit of that Prussian blue and let's just darken this edge off here. Like as if it's a bit of a shadow coming down there. That's what we're looking for. Again, we're going into this dark red now. I'm just going to mix this colour straight onto my brush because I'm going from light to dark, so that's okay, you can do that. A little bit of light coming in. Maybe just get out the brush and we just smooth that in like that. There we go. Picking up some yellow now. Yellow and white. Blue and white. Picking up a Filbert brush because I've just chucking in some brushes in the tray there. Mixing up a bit of green. Got colours everywhere on this palette today. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Whatever works, works. whatever works. Prussian blue. Bit of Prussian blue, just to just put a few finishing touches onto this. Oh, is that looking pretty good, I think. I hope so, anyway. Okay, so what we want to do is now we need to put a nice light blue spot there, as we've done on there. Just to catch the eye a touch. Just mixing up some colour now. It doesn't matter what colour, so we'll just get some. Go. Prussian blue. We can put a little circle there. A musical note. We could put another one there. There we go, that looks pretty good. How does that look? It looks pretty good. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Now, what we're going to do is, let me think how we can do this the easier way. We can get one of these coffee stirrers if you want to do it this way. Let's see if this will work the way I expect it to. So we'll get some just white paint, and we'll just paint the edge of this cocktail stick like that. We could put some yellow in there. We put some yellow in there. Maybe a little bit of red, I don't know. A bit of white. Really doesn't matter. Get our cocktail stick and we can place it on the board like that. There you go. do that again. Just makes life a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. Or you can find another way of doing it, I don't know. Don't forget this is an abstract, so I don't think it really matters. You can use a credit card if you wanted to. Does it matter? I don't think it does. All we want is it to represent some strings or something. There we go. It doesn't matter if it's 4, 5, 6, whatever. Doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't. What we can do now, I'm going to use a strip lining brush. I'm just going to make a thin mix. I just want to emphasize just the side of that. Guitar. There we go. A little bit of a, what they would call like a shadowy line, I think. Maybe it's a couple of marks like that. We can do the same then with this edge if we wanted to. So maybe make it stand out a touch. There you go. We could put a little line. Just under there like that. There you go. And all you need to do is like, comment, share and subscribe. Please pop along on a Monday with myself in the studio as I upload every week, and some easy, some intermediate, some advanced lessons. If you like what you've seen today, please leave a please leave a comment in the comment box below. We'll look at the descriptions for all the time codes and the colours and canvas size. And thank you very much for painting away the stress of everyday life here with me in Wales. And I will leave you with the painting. So please comment and subscribe. That's all I ask. Thank you very much. Bye.